Angry customer drives car into Sandy dealership after return denied. So he bought a car from Tim Dahl Mazda. On
If
Monday
you're buying
morning.
a Mazda today, you're going to want to come back and drive it through the front window.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey, Townies, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population you.
Population Adams.
Orny Adams. Welcome to the show,
Thank
buddy.
you.
Welcome.
We said this was going to
Welcome to
happen.
town.
We made it happen. You're here. I'm so happy you're here. I feel like this show is genetically engineered for all the things that you do. The stupid behavior that exists in this world, you love to just grind
Rip it
in
apart.
Rip it to shreds, and that is what
You
we're
do
gonna
not
this
suffer fools.
No, you know what I said last week on stage?
Let's hear it.
Just off the cuff, I was just talking about all these stupid incidents I had with stupid people.
Yes.
It's nonstop. And I was on the third example.
And you're like, wait, I'm now 20 minutes in.
Yeah. And I said, you know what? Stupid finds me.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're a
stupid
magnet.
I'm a magnet. I don't know if this happens to other people.
No,
Look,
it happens.
we have 3 stories that are going to find you right now. Dan, are you the first one?
yeah.
All right, Dan's going to start with a story. We got to dive in, and then top of the second break, we'll talk about your podcast, how people can follow and support you, what we got going on. But Daniel's going to get us going.
Here we go.
Am I the only one who doesn't know these stories? That wasn't given these.
None of
ahead
us.
time?
No,
Dan,
I don't.
I don't
Dan's
know
the only one who
story that
knows
he
his.
brought. I don't know the story he brought.
We each brought a story.
Oh, okay.
One person. So
3 of us are always in the dark.
I brought a story too.
You did?
Whoa, whoa.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We'll talk
Okay,
about
good.
that.
Good.
I just sent in by Derek, the legendary daddy at Game Design Dude.
What does he do for a living?
He's
I'm
legendary.
shocked that this guy's not Derek Lipkin, but okay.
Man banned from national parks for organizing large group Grand Canyon hike.
Wait, you can't go along. How do
Banned.
they? I always wondered that. Like, if you get banned from like a stadium
Sure.
Yeah. How do they know?
that isn't the Intuit Dome, which has your face,
Right.
which I went to recently, and I was like,
How do you know
walked-
my face?
I literally. This was what's crazy.
How'd they know the difference that you weren't me?
Yeah, how they?
Ah.
That's right. No, I signed up for the
that
app.
would suck if he got you banned.
From
like a national park?
Intuit.
Imagine you can't go to the Grand Canyon.
What are you
Yeah.
doing? That's
No, you
my
just shaved your mustache
And
and put on glasses.
the more he explained it, the less I would believe him. That's my twin brother. We're in a comedy team. They'd be like,
Sure.
get out of here.
Sure you
I
are.
think it's a buy one get one. You ban one,
gotta
both gone.
Yep.
Both are
You're
banned.
Genetically responsible
Part of your
for each other.
DNA.
Right.
Well, I think like for a lot of national parks, not a lot, but quite a few, you have to make a reservation to like
guess.
get into the park. So
No, you
if
can
your
buy
name's
a-
on that list, once
No,
you put
you
it
can
in,
buy a ticket at the when
yes,
you
yeah,
drive
but if
up.
they sell out, I imagine you'd be
But
good.
how is there going to be a picture at the front thing with the
Wanted.
Wanted.
Yeah, I don't
Orny
know.
Adams.
Well,
Ban his ass.
You know, I could be banned from the Joshua Tree National Park.
What did you
All right,
do
what
at the
did you do
Joshua
there?
Tree National Park?
This
for
is
God's
really,
sakes?
I should feel bad about this, but I don't because I pay so much taxes in the state
Sure.
of
You're
California.
like, I deserve
Sure.
to do this.
Right. So
Did
it's
you
like
burn a cactus?
it's
Did you
like
step on a cactus
no,
blossom?
it's like $30 to go through this park.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to drive through for like 20 minutes and say we were at the park.
Sure,
Right.
yeah.
And so I noticed what they do is they stand in front of the car, and then some people that go in
Yeah.
like this too, and
Yeah.
others just go over there and pay $30.
Right.
And so I noticed people were like holding up some card. So I don't know what they're holding up. So when I went to drive through, I held up my Costco card.
That's,
And she went like this.
Oh,
and then as
so
I got
you
closer,
lied.
she said, whoa. But
You're like,
Too late.
too late.
I'm already in the
I was
park.
out. I was out.
And
Took
you
a
drove.
You made a play.
And wait, you drove through?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was already past her.
That's how you exit. You pay at the exit.
Right.
Held up my Costco card. Well, we don't really know what's included in that membership, do we?
But
There
the problem
probably is national park
But it's not just
discounts.
one. It's all, you get like a bulk of national
Yeah,
park.
yeah,
like
yeah.
a
It's
pallet,
more than you're
a
gonna go through.
pallet of
You
national
saw
parks.
8,000 cactuses for the price of 20.
All right, a Washington state man faces probation and a multi-year ban from several United States national parks
Yeah, dude.
after he pled guilty to misdemeanor charges stemming from a large person group hike he organized in the Grand Canyon in defiance of park guidelines.
So the park says you can't have.
Can't bring
like-
a big
Too
group.
big of a group.
How many people are in this?
We'll do it. The National Park Service first became aware of Joseph Don Mounts. Mount is in his name.
He's got
at the National
Mount
Park.
in the name.
Yes.
That's not a
JDM.
defense.
You
Joseph
can't say
Don
I've got Mount in
He's,
my name. so I
he's
should be able to
mounting
do
a
whatever I wanna
defense.
do.
He's literally mounting a defense.
Not like Don Julio, okay, but Don Mount. Joseph Don Mount, JDM.
Lock them up.
Yeah. They first
Done with this
on
story.
name alone.
They first
Name alone, get him out of here.
became aware of JDM's plans in September when the Grand Canyon's permit office received a tip that a large group of people
Dude,
wrote
they're
was
on the
planning,
message boards.
should be were.
What
were
else do they have
planning.
to do? They're just sitting there waiting and watching birds and stuff.
I mean, if you're like
maybe
a
was.
park enforcer,
Sure, you
you're
gotta be-
living for this opportunity.
So
Ban
it's
somebody?
Guy who couldn't get into the CIA for whatever
Yeah.
reason.
Couldn't
is
make
like,
the police
He's
academy.
like, he's got
Failed
scanner-
out.
He's
Yeah.
got scanners. He's on Facebook pages.
Sure.
He's figuring out who's
CB
going.
radios.
He's checking all the search. words
9/11 was an inside job. Is what he,
Loose change.
that's what he says on the first
and
day.
developing conspiracy theories. All right, so
It's not just crazy that somebody called in and narked on this large group hype. It's that the park also took it so seriously.
Oh,
They-
yeah.
They have to. You got to control. You know what I mean? Like after
don't
this
want a
podcast,
1,000
people are going to be waving Costco cards. you gotta put it in. You know what I mean? It's the broken window theory
right.
with
They
Malcolm Gladwell.
Yeah,
you
that's
got to
right.
stop it
You gotta
immediately.
stop it
Stop
immediately
it right
or else-
away, or else it's all going
They
out.
receive a tip that a large group of people was planning to hike the canyon on October 24th. Park rules limit group size to
How many?
6.
well, we were going to guess the next one. Well, we can guess this. 6,
20.
15.
11.
That's it.
11.
That feels
Park
small.
rules limit group size to 11 people on a hike. How
What if
many
you have
people?
a big family?
This is what I was going to have you guess.
You shouldn't.
How many?
That's the moral.
This is the
That's
logic
story.
I want to get
What are you
into as well.
Birth control.
Here's what I wanted
What
you
are you
guys to
doing?
guess. How
What are
many
the
people?
Mormons hiking?
All my wives are
Sure.
coming with me.
Wait, and how do they define a group? Is it like golf? Somebody's like 20 yards behind, and they
Right,
want,
that's what I'm saying. How
can
much
we
space
play
is in
through?
between?
Yeah, right.
Can't you break into
I'm going to
3
force
groups?
them behind these guys.
Yeah.
Here's what I wanted you guys to guess. How many people do you think Don Mount was planning on bringing into the Grand Canyon for his group hike? Now, the maximum they allow is 11.
11.
Oh, I mean, to me, the best would be if it was 12.
Okay.
But that'd be the ultimate. Bam. Get him out of here.
Oh, they don't mess around.
Mess around.
Yeah.
We got him and his cousin. I'm going to say like one cousin who he didn't want to invite
Right,
and then
right.
decided
His
to come.
wife's cousin.
His wife's like, you got to invite him. You got to invite him.
He's never going to say yes.
I don't want
Yeah,
He'll
who's the,
never say yes.
who's the 12th wheel? Who's the guy that got the banning?
cousin Jerry.
Somebody they didn't want.
So wait,
I hope this led to a divorce. Like the wife invited this guy.
And then it does, and he's like, all right, now we're down to 11.
papers aren't through yet. We can make it. I'm going to say 35 people.
Okay.
I'm going to say 15. Like
Okay.
close.
Orny.
200.
200 people.
Okay.
All right.
The amount of people Don Mount was planning on bringing into the Grand Canyon, 100 people.
Oh,
God.
right way.
You're in the
You're in
right
the right way.
direction.
You were on it. That's crazy.
Oh, my
that is
God.
life banning.
It's a lot of people. It's a lot
He
of
was
people.
really going.
I mean,
like,
you have to check
screw
with
the
park
rules.
with that
He
stuff.
was going to screw up that mountain.
Yeah.
He had
That was
to.
it. For the canyon. The canyon was over.
So we walked down in the canyon. My wife and I one time, like this years ago, before we had kids, were driving here.
That's also what you say when you guys get in a big fight.
We
Nah,
walked
we
down
went
in
into
the
the
canyon.
canyon.
We know one of us was going to come out of there. But you walk down, and there's just the way the wind was blowing. There's so much donkey shit smell in the air. It like goes into your face.
Yeah.
And so
It's
for
like
the
a
next
good day at Runyon.
well, it's terrible. For the next 3 days, you're just tasting donkey shit on your lips. And so, like, you want to put 100 people through that?
No.
That's what you want to happen?
you do.
Come on.
Maybe you do.
Come on, Tom Out.
No, I mean, like, think about it. If everybody did this,
Yeah.
Oh,
you
it'd
know
be a
what I mean?
nightmare.
It'd be a
everybody-
nightmare.
Yeah.
If social media influencers,
But this
like,
is, and maybe I'm tipping
You're
some of
right.
the lead of what happens here or what I think should happen.
Carpool lane. You can't go in the carpool lane.
They
unless
should go. You want 100 people? Great.
10 groups of 10.
Yes, and you guys you're staggered,
Right.
45 minutes apart. Now you can
That's-
all do that
that's
because on a technical level, you could have that happen,
Absolutely.
right? You
And
could.
the
Yeah,
park
but-
makes
100%.
So you just go. Well, one group is going to take off 3.5 hours after the
slap a
first group.
crazy group fee on them.
yeah, I suspect this guy's monetizing this, and that's the real
Yes, that's
problem.
why.
That's
That's
I
it.
think that might be too smart.
That is 100%.
The pseudonymous instead of anonymous, pseudonymous, not a pseudonym, not anonymous,
Pseudonymous. Okay.
which means a fake name,
Right.
That you won't reveal
Pseudonym, right.
is your name.
So he's really not named Mount. After all
no,
this.
no, that's the tipster.
The
The
tipster.
pseudonymous tipster sent a screenshot of a post by Don Mount Don might be his middle name, in a private Facebook group, noting that he had, this is what the screenshot said, 112 committed hikers coming from 12 different states. And talking about the importance of taking precautions so they wouldn't draw attention to themselves. If you do anything with
aware.
112 people,
You're going to be seen.
yeah,
People are going
this
to be
is
like,
Squid Game. You're drawing attention to yourself.
guys, I need your attention. You're
I know
caught.
there's 112 of us. Act like 11.
So someone's in this space.
They should have acted like Siamese twins.
Right.
They should have all just.
We're all conjoined.
These are conjoined births.
We count
They
as one. We have one
entity.
heart. We have one heart.
What's going on in the life of the pseudonymous person who's in this group, but is like, I'm going to
taking
take
it
it down
down.
from the inside?
Yeah.
This is like their Donnie
done
Brasco.
Deep throat. They're deep throating.
Did the hike happen, or was this
Here we
before?
go. Here we go.
Here we
Yeah.
go. So this is like a pre
Good question.
Grand Canyon National Park has limited size for under the rim groups to 30 since 2014.
Talking about WNBA groups?
Yep.
Under the rim?
When Mount spoke to the park's permit office, however, he said he was bringing a group of 12 people. When advised that this group was slightly over the limit, he asked about the possibility of splitting it up to comply with the park's rules and was informed that he was not allowed.
So they can't split it up.
Right. Which I think they
Why?
should split it up.
They should split up.
Why
and like you
can't
said, Dan, go. You guys go.
You don't get 100 people a
Right.
day in
You're
the Grand
allowed in the
Canyon?
I suspect they've had problems with this guy in the past.
Yes,
This isn't
this is a
the
guy.
first
This is
run
more-
in.
So it's sort of a spite hike.
There's a
Yes.
history.
As a golfer in LA, there was a big issue recently of like Korean bots would buy up all the tee times. So they would get like
And our homes.
and our homes and our future. No, all the tee times, and you wouldn't be able to get a tee time to go play golf
And
forever.
what, then they would just
They
resell
would
them?
resell them to
Get the
people
on
fuck
a
outta
second
here.
market.
on a second market and pay, and people would pay a lot of money for them. But you'd have to 9 days out. You couldn't like in the morning be like, oh, we have time this afternoon. Let's go
Right,
out and let's
right,
play,
right.
which you used to be able to do 20, 15
Wait a
years
minute.
ago.
Are you telling me
Yeah,
that the Korean bots beat the CAPTCHA?
yeah.
Yeah,
They
beat
were
it.
able to identify the
beat it.
fire hydrant?
Yeah.
They said they were not a
Really?
robot?
So
They saw how many bikes were in that
no,
grid
well,
picture?
so now they have that. Now they have a thing that when you're trying to book a tee time, you have to like say you're not a robot and go through it, and it's open things up so you can go play
that's
again.
good.
That's I think a little bit what's going on here. I think they're saying yes, we probably have like 1,000 slots open to climb down the mountain every day. You can't take up a tenth of them just
Well,
by yourself.
Yeah.
I think Orny's right, though. Don Mount's a little bit of a shit because he said, I only have 12 people, knowing it would be over.
He lied.
Which is a lie.
I'm just
lied.
one over.
He lied. It was about 10 times
12
more
plus
than that.
100.
He's pushing boundaries.
But then
like
I do
kids
think that there has to
12
be
plus 88.
the parents.
some logical thought of like, well, yeah, I guess if you guys do break it up, we can't prevent in total 112
Correct.
people coming here today.
Correct.
If
Right,
they're
yes,
all in
that's
different
right.
families
That's right.
and vans, whatever.
That's right.
However, so once they said, no, we don't care about you're over the limit, you can't split it up.
Right.
Mount kept planning the hike. And park rangers, who had gained access to the Facebook group,
See, this is what I
continued
love.
to monitor it.
You don't know
This
who's
is
following.
their-
This is
How do they
This is
have
their-
time? Really?
where do they find?
I'm shocked.
This is like their Rico
There's a
case.
fire. There's a fire in the canyon. Hang on a second. I'm in a Facebook group. I'm in a
group. I'll
Facebook.
get there.
We got to work on the donkey shit smell. But first of all, Don Mountain is at it again.
So park rangers infiltrate the Facebook group. They continue to monitor it. They went as far as to call Don Mount again and warn him against hiking the canyon with an oversized group.
I mean,
All that meant that when the hike went ahead as planned, the Rangers were in place and witnessed the whole thing.
Ready to rock.
are they armed
As
with donkey
reported-
shit?
As reported.
They have Swiss Army knives.
So that's right.
They're ready.
They will get you with the bottle opener. Forget it.
Some website called the Backpacker reported last
Ass
May.
backpacker?
That'd be awesome.
That's
That's a
such a
completely
great-
different site.
Ass
and
backpacker
very
is such a great name. It's like
Amazing
for the hiker
name.
who doesn't know what he's doing.
Or-
Ass backpacker.
for the very specific
Go
adult
about it the
film
wrong
lover
way.
in your life. Okay, this is a quote. When the group showed up on the day of the hike, Rangers were waiting, some in plain clothes. You know, those guys were
Oh, dude,
amped.
those-
They were undercover. They were undercover in like trout fishing shirts.
He's got like a big camera. That's
Yeah,
all.
with wide brim hats. Everything's brand new. They're like, no, I'm part of it. I'm
they all met
I'm
at the-
with you guys. My name's
You don't have
Rick.
to use an accent, Mark.
They all met at the bath store in the parking lot. Got a $20 budget. Look authentic.
And all the tags are on because they have to return.
They gotta
That's
return it, yeah.
Underneath, you can see the name tag sticking through.
Okay, so the group showed shows up. Rangers were waiting. Some in plain clothes. National Park Service Ranger Timothy Hopp wrote in an affidavit.
Hop to it.
He wrote in an affidavit that he saw about 50, that'd be people, mingling at the North
That's your
Kebab
problem.
Trailhead.
That's your problem.
Sorry if I said that wrong.
Can't
People
be
that
mingling.
group up in groups of 10.
Mingle
and that,
in tens.
and that a few people told him they were with the, quote, Mount Group.
Oh, God.
You know that he's on a radio being like, I have confirmation. I have confirmation.
Got the Mount group together.
Yeah, people
they've
have told me
mounted
they're
up.
here for the
Literally,
Mount
they've
Group.
mounted up.
Yeah.
I'm glad they put this to an end because this feels to me like how Burning Man started.
Yeah, you know, this is before it went corporate. When a
Yeah.
hike was a
You
hike.
guys don't
just
understand.
to be rebellious
It's so
outside
fun.
of our
Randy's
society.
been to Burning
I've been to
Man.
Burning
He'll
Man.
defend
I
it
love
till he
it.
dies.
I love it till
You
I
should
I've
get
been to
100 man
Burning
hike
Man.
going.
You have?
I was at Burning Man when it was Burning Man.
Back in like the early 2000s?
Yeah, it was before that because I was
Oh,
working for
geez.
the Travel Channel, and I had a show called America After Dark.
Oh,
And
nice.
it was so unwidely distributed that I lived in downtown Manhattan. I had to go to uptown Manhattan to watch it on my sister's
Oh,
cable.
my God.
Stop
That's
it.
Yeah,
terrible.
and
Stop
but
it. It
They
wasn't even
sent
in
you
the-
to Burning Man?
They sent me to Burning Man.
Orny, what did you think of it? Because all I hear is this crazy.
I had
ass's
fun. I
perspective.
loved it.
I know you loved it. What
I
did
loved
you
it.
think?
It was just
I was working and
yeah, that's
unaware
different.
that
That's
Yeah,
a
that's
different
what
the
story.
entire crew was tripping.
Right.
And I was, sober doing this.
some of the most creative.
Camera's not even on you. The law is on the ground.
Yeah,
Some
but
of the most creative shots you've ever seen.
yeah, but it was really organic at the time, and I actually you would just
cool
go
as
over
shit.
and talk to the guy who started it,
Yeah.
and other
Yeah, yeah.
people, and it was
that's
just,
Oh,
awesome.
my friends tell me stories who've gone forever about like when it was really Wild Westy, which is what you're kind
Yeah.
of describing. There'd be this whole area, and you could go out to deep in the corner
Heart
and
of
just like
darkness.
shoot guns at barrels and stuff. And I mean, it was like
Yeah.
No, it seems to me like the thought behind it was we're just going, we're escaping. Everyone will take care of everyone. If you
Right.
make it out there, you're not going to
And
go
it's
hungry.
about-
You're not going to sleep
right,
outside.
It's
you're not
about
gonna be in
art.
trouble.
It's about all this other
Unless you
stuff.
want
It's a chance to build stuff and show it off in
Yeah.
the desert and listen to music.
there was like a
Whatever.
barter system. It was
Yeah.
really cool.
Still is.
Still there.
is.
But see, I'm somewhat hypocritical because I've been to Burning Man.
Sure.
But I wouldn't date a woman that's been
Who
to
went to
Burning
Burning
Man.
Sure. Not true.
Too many questions?
I don't
know
know
about
about that.
I
think
don't
you're
know.
wrong.
It's just I don't want that freedom, sort of like.
I don't want her thinking so much.
No, she can think, but
I
like
don't want her that happy.
it's okay to use deodorant sold in CVS.
But you might be surprised by the person that you really like and find out that they went to Burning
I know. If you meet someone who
you're
you're like this up
picturing
for
a
me, and they're
Burning
like,
Man
And you don't
person.
know that she's Burning Man.
No. I'll tell you why. Never.
That's
There's
not true.
zero. Nobody in the history of Burning Man had less fun there than me.
well, that's
Okay.
true.
I was working.
I would.
I
you
didn't
can
do
say
any
that about
drugs,
any
no
of a number of
alcohol.
things.
Yeah.
You can say that about Vegas. You can say that about LA. You can say
Yeah.
that- Nobody has had less fun.
So
than
no.
you.
But here's
so
the other
fun.
thing
I'm
about
not
Burning
dating
Man.
somebody that says I love Vegas either.
No. So
Damn
here's
it,
the thing
there
about
goes
Burning
us.
Man.
There
No
goes
one
you
who
and
has ever
Dan.
been to Burning Man, including you who didn't really fully get the experience, will ever shut the fuck up about it.
Okay,
So
all right,
there's
fine.
no way you'll find out
Fine.
That's
It's
true.
a
years
carnival.
later that someone went
It's
to
a
Burning Man. That's the-
carnival of the human spirit, but
Okay.
whatever.
You're saying it
Whatever.
comes out like in the first few minutes of a date
Yeah,
or
you'll get it.
something?
You'll get
That's what people they feel the need to share it with
You'll
you.
find out about it.
All right, well, back
Right,
on the
so-
trailhead.
Yeah.
People are saying they were with the Mount Group. Plainclothes
Stupid.
park rangers are getting the.
You are
getting
as
the
strong as your
lowdown.
weakest link.
Another ranger, Cody Allenson, not Allison.
Allenson. Sure.
Cody Allenson said that he saw about 150 people enter the Manzanita
Yeah.
day use area within half an hour,
Yep.
and that this is where he tries to like
I
pontificate.
feel like we're getting closer to my 200 number.
We
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
We are. It's creeping up.
This isn't enough. He doesn't have enough juice to say what he's about to say.
I
okay?
love it.
Who's
I love-
saying this?
This is
Cody
Cody
Allenson.
Allenson.
He's a ranger.
He said, I saw 150 people enter the Manzanita day use area within a half an hour, and that in the 7 months I've been on this job, I've never seen so many individuals traveling in the same direction in such a condensed period of time and space.
Whoa, 7
months.
Let's.
Dude, you're not hardened.
You're not even Nathan.
not Danny
you're not
Glover.
even-
You
you're
don't
not
think
Nate-
that's tenured for these people?
I've never seen anything like this in, 7 months.
I mean, how long have you been
7
here for?
months.
30 years? 7
I've
months.
been on the job for
Shut
8
the hell
weeks.
up.
I've never seen anything
Get
like
out of
it.
here.
I got a real problem with anybody ever using that expression I've never seen anything like this.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, we
They
do
all-
that a lot too. When people go, "You couldn't imagine it," and we're like, "Yeah, you
Yeah, you
could
could.
imagine it.
Yeah.
You couldn't write this stuff. Yeah,
You
you could.
wrote it.
Yeah, you just wrote
Someone
it.
just
Someone
wrote
wrote
it
it.
down.
You can't make this stuff up.
Yes,
Have you
you
not
can.
seen
Absolutely.
Dune?
Do you not have an imagination? A sand snake?
Right.
Come on.
Cody Allenson.
I realize every time I start to go into a bit or something, it's like you guys already have it.
No. What are you talking about?
No.
We're laughing.
It makes
I
you
was
great.
going to do my, I can't believe I've never seen anything like this, epic
It's also-
5-minute closer. But
also
you
why-
guys went into in harmony.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, it
Very
means you're in the right spot.
Means
You
you're
think
here.
like we
Welcome
think.
home.
I
Welcome
love
to
it.
Dumb People Time.
Okay, so Cody Allenson, who is shocked at what he's seen for the first
Shocked.
time in 7 months on this job.
Hasn't seen anything like
He
it.
said, while many hikers told rangers that they were hiking in groups of 9 or 10, a few allegedly admitted that they were hiking as part of a larger event, and
Dummies.
rangers observed some using radios to coordinate amongst themselves. Now, they do have a RICO charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
God
it's
damn it.
so oddly deep, but also so serious.
It's
to these
greed.
people.
It's about greed. Do it.
Joseph
Take that.
Donmount pled guilty to violating park rules limiting group size to 11 people on a hike. He will serve 2 years on probation and will be banned from entering national parks in northern Arizona, including the Grand Canyon, during that time.
Yeah.
Ryan Stevens.
He should just try the other entrance. You know,
Yeah,
there's the north end.
That's right. Just go on the other side
Yeah.
over there.
You guys don't know me over here, right?
Yeah,
I see you guys in Bright.
Has this guy
This
ever
is
been to
different.
Burning Man? Is that
I
mentioned in
get
the
there.
article?
Go.
Look,
How did you think? Did you think when you entered Burning Man? What did
Yeah.
you think of the getting in and
Oh, and they tell you to like lay down in the dirt and
yeah,
just
yeah.
say
Hang
you're
on
home.
a second. We're just gonna talk
fun.
some Burning
Oh,
Man.
dude, it was
Tell me all
amazing.
about it. I want to hear about
I
it.
felt like I was finally seen for the first time in my life.
Yeah, why the resentment? Were
I have
you
no resentment.
Were you
I
supposed
just-
to go?
No, my kids are too young. I can't go. All right.
okay. Ryan Stevens, Mount's attorney, told the Associated Press that his client had only good intentions in organizing the event.
Still
Just wanna
paying.
makes money.
I agree with you. Okay, this is weirdly written. In court, the government identified the size of the group, the final number
To be
Final
200.
count.
I want it to be Orny's
of
number.
how many people.
I think
now we
he's-
know that he had planned on 100,
112.
and one of these rangers.
I want him to be right.
One of these rangers said they thought they saw 150.
150.
But we also remember these guys are in plain clothes, and this is the biggest day of their life. They've never seen anything like this.
7
Serious question. Any drones involved in this?
I don't know.
Oh, they're
Jersey
definitely
drones?
We gonna
had
now
be a
talk
drone.
drones?
Jersey Drones, one of my favorite punk bands.
I love. By the way, their sandwiches are great.
The Jersey
Drones?
drones, amazing.
Yeah.
They
Drones,
drive
drones.
Everything is delivered.
Yeah.
They
just
drop
fly
it
to your
from
house.
up
Yeah.
above.
Jersey drones.
How close are we to Uber Eat drones?
Oh,
So
very,
close.
very, very.
You don't have to tip
Do you have to
anyone.
tip
They just
them?
drop it on your porch.
I
Okay.
think 100.
Total number that ended
No,
up being-
because they'll guilt you into tipping the person that made the sandwich.
Right. The drone will hang out over your house and threaten you until you're like
I mean,
18%.
someone does need to
Yeah.
fly it there.
I would say 170 people.
170.
That, by the way, was one of
Orny?
my favorite sketches in the Kroll show. The current Top Gun, and it's just a bunch of guys in
Oh, yeah,
an
yeah, yeah.
office
Yeah.
cubicle,
Yeah.
like with
Yeah.
drones. Brilliant. Anyway, how many?
I said 170. Are you going to stick with your 200?
I have
think
to.
you should. Okay,
I think
go
you
ahead.
have to. I'm going to say 150.
Okay. Total number of people who did this hike and got Don Mount
Banned.
trouble.
banned.
For 2 years.
Randy will have story number 2. I will tell you what I'm up to, but I can tell you this. The number is 139.
I was close. I felt good.
Wow.
Not bad. All right. I got
Never
story
in
number
7
2.
months have they seen anything like
Can
it.
we also admit a little impressive?
Yeah.
Right.
I
man.
mean, to
Just
get
great
people to come out to a show, to get
Oh,
like
good
19
point.
people to
That's-
RSVP and then come to your house as planned.
This guy could sell out the ice house.
Why isn't this guy doing marketing for us, for God's sakes?
But here's the other thing that should be discussed. I feel like 2 years is not enough.
You think
More.
longer?
Yeah, doesn't feel like much of a
Yeah, exactly.
a penalty. 2
Give him
years.
5 years.
Just he'll set up operation in another
Dude, he
state.
could go
I mean,
to
on
Utah.
one hand, too, you're right.
Yeah.
But I think the park sort of has to like be glad that many people want to come to the park and that he has that much zeal to like get people to come to the park.
Like
So
maybe
I
the
think
park
that's
should
why
hire him to market for the park.
Yeah.
Or-
Judge
or-
Orny, 1 month for every person.
Wow.
139 months.
Yeah.
2 years, he has time to think about how to do this
11,
better.
Yeah.
11 and a half years.
We meet at a hotel, off site. I rent the cars that you guys pay a little extra. You guys are going in different groups. Do not speak of this. If you speak of this, you're banned. We go down to the bottom. If we meet at the bottom, we can talk to each other, but avoid the Rangers.
Right.
That's how it works. Don't say you're part of any group. Or
Don't try and get a group rate at a hotel nearby.
Yeah.
'Cause they'll then alert the
they'll
party.
alert them.
that.
I don't know why you guys feel so comfortable mapping out.
This
don't,
guy's
don't map
for the
this out.
criminal.
He's like,
I know.
don't
Yeah.
do it. He's saying don't do it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take a
for
This is
sure.
like, what if you're going to commit a crime, leave your cell phone
like
at
that-
home so they can't track
We're
you.
like that MacGyver episode. that
Wait
taught
till
the
your
kid
wife
how to make
comes
a pipe
home,
bomb.
OJ.
Don Mount is for sure a spiritual guru of some kind.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he needs that gathering.
He's this close to actually telling people to drink Kool-Aid. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll find out how you can support Orny, his podcast, all that stuff, and what Daniel's got going on. Some people sound out. Orny Adams.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Before we get to Orny, Daniel,
Yes.
let people know what you have going on. How
The
people
Midnight
can see
Air,
you.
listen to it every Monday night. It's an overnight radio podcast that I do right here on All Things
So
Comedy.
good.
If you have a unique job that most people don't do, email me, themidnightmailbag@gmail.com. I want to interview you. Other than that, danielvankirk.com for all of my dates, Wisconsin, parts of Illinois, obviously including Chicago, Colorado, Pacific Northwest. Go there for all that stuff. Daniel Van Kirk.
Check out his special, Rose Gold, and check out his movie, Wine
Rose
Club.
Gold's a special I'm proud of, and I hope
It's
that
very good
funny.
special. I love
yeah,
it.
and
Where
all
is
these,
it?
all the what's
It's
that?
on YouTube.
Oh,
yeah,
great.
Yeah, put it out in April. So, and everything I'm doing now, for the most part, should be new material. I had a couple people message me when I was in New Orleans, and they were like, "Are you going to tell the Boston story since the special's already out?" And I was like, "Fuck it, I'll do the Boston."
You have
story.
to.
Do it.
So,
Dan,
but
wait,
for the
what
most
was
part,
the
it's
story
all
we were
gonna be new.
doing? We were doing on the other podcast today about being at the wedding.
Oh, at the wedding, yeah. When the
I'm
When
going to
the
just
wedding
strongly
DJ?
recommend you.
Oh, you have to do this. All right.
Bring that into your act. Okay.
Orny, your podcast. How can people listen to it?
Where they have podcasts.
What's it
Tell them
called?
the name,
Tell
for
them the
God's
name.
sakes.
What's wrong with Orny Adams?
What's wrong?
What
with
is
it?
wrong
It's
with
a
Orny
question I
Very
ask myself
different.
often.
Yeah. Well, it's got a duality. It's like, what's wrong
sure.
With Orny Adams, that's in
And-
the world.
But
and then
mosely it's
what's wrong with Orny Adams? A question
Said in
people ask
one,
all
no
the
comma.
time.
Yeah.
very different than this setup. I do it in a Shasta trailer
great.
in my backyard, and I
cool.
turn on all the cameras and the lighting, and there's variable lighting because it comes in
Great.
through the window.
No, I've seen clips. It's good, man.
Good
I like
stuff,
the clips.
dude.
It's good stuff.
Stand up. Where can people see you, find your dates and stuff? OrnyAdams.com.
No, they're not going to show up.
yeah, they
are.
are.
You're
You're
kidding?
kidding? The fuck?
Our people are wonderful.
Our people show up for
Oh,
people.
they do? Okay,
Yeah.
These are
good.
comedy
Yeah.
going people.
I mean, I'll be, dates are on my website.
Okay.
OrnyAdams.com.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful.
Thank
Follow
you.
this guy.
Go see him.
I look forward to seeing you.
I mean,
soon.
We
literally-
started in comedy around the same time. We
That's
were
what we should talk
94. 94 in New York is when we kind of really.
Yep.
I mean, we had been doing it in the 80s in
And I
St.
don't know
Louis.
if some people told you this, but you have a slight Boston accent. Just a it's a very. Just kidding.
You were in New York 93, 94? That's when you came to New York, or no?
maybe 96.
96. So we had been there for a year or two, but we were sort of coming back into it 95, 96.
And how much fun was it back then?
Loved it.
A
It was
blast.
an amazing
Oh my
time.
God, I loved
Stand Up in New York, comic strip, down at Caroline's, down at
Gotham. Which
Cellar.
started the
Cellar,
all of it.
Boston, all that stuff was sort of coming up, and we were a part of it. And then there was the alt scene, which we were also a part of, down at Luna Lounge and down at Surf Reality and all those other shows. It was a very exciting time to do stand up in New York.
But I love it now, man. I just
I love that you guys are still doing it.
Same.
don't
and
hate each
I
other
really-
that much.
I really enjoy what you guys do.
Thanks,
Likewise,
man.
likewise.
Right back at it. Nobody crushes like this guy right here.
I mean,
Go
it
see
is
him.
really fun because nobody captivates an audience more and holds the microphone farther from their mouth than Orny Adams.
Yeah, if you could hold it down by your kneecap next time, I would
No,
like that
it's
even
great.
more.
Great
It is
shit.
fantastic.
Every time we see it.
All right, I'm going to jump into a story, shall I?
Yes.
Sent in by Andrew Greenblatt. Little Andy Greenblatt.
Love it.
At Dat Greenblatt. You
Can
ready?
I, before you get into it?
Sure, yes.
Has there ever been a case in the history of Dumbtown,
Dumb
Dumb
People
People
Town.
Town.
Sure.
Dumb People Town,
Thank you.
where there was a duplicate story?
So we try not to do that. No, that's never happened on a show. It's
Oh,
never happened.
how
Although
cool
that
would
would be
that be?
great.
That'd be
Yeah.
great.
That would be just dumb.
If his story was
It's
my
my
story,
story.
and I'm like, oh my God, he's doing my story.
right.
What
Okay.
if? What's the over/under on all three of you have the same story?
If it was a great
Try
story,
not
I don't
to.
know.
Oh
We try
my
not to
God,
do that.
that'd be crazy.
All right, you ready for this?
Yes,
Here we go.
yeah.
Here's
that would
the
be truly
headline.
dumb. Yes.
Thank you, little Andy Greenberg. Here we go. Greenblatt. Ready? Salem man with warrants arrested after stealing ride on back of fire truck.
You're not allowed to jump on a fire.
You
That's
can't
not
just
your Uber.
jump on a.
No.
Even though that's
Some
a
people
way
have a hard
people.
time just getting out of the fucking way.
Right.
Is this happening so much that we have laws?
Yeah, you just can't jump on a
No
fire truck.
hop-ons.
Oh,
No hop-ons.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
I mean, assume that's what he did.
No
He
hopsies.
got a ride on a fire
No
truck.
hopsies.
Yeah.
I just grabbed the ladder. I don't know why
Arrested
I'm a bad
Development
person.
with the
Oh, yeah,
staircase
with the
truck. He's like,
staircase.
you're gonna get hop-ons.
You're gonna get you're gonna get people who are gonna run up it. All right, a Salem man in Oregon, this is Eugene, Oregon. A Salem man with existing
Love Salem.
warrants
Did a great
out
show there once.
out of Marion County was arrested on Monday morning after he allegedly hopped on the back of a fire truck that was heading back to the Denbo station, according to the Eugene Police Department. Now, EPD officials say that Eugene Springfield Fire contacted police for assistance. You know it's bad when the fire department's like,
We can't even handle
we
this.
want to kick this guy's ass.
All we do is work out all day long when there is no fire.
We are designed to carry heavy stuff and kick people's asses.
Here's
who
what we
get
are.
on
As
this-
firemen, we're designed for three things. Take our shirts off and be on calendars. Sit around and work out and talk about stuff.
And then occasionally do a
Kick
control
someone's
burn.
ass. Yeah, or
And
control.
cook.
And cook.
Do you
These
know
guys-
what? This is an interesting fact because I see them all the time at the supermarket. There'll be like two firemen with a
Jacked.
with two carts full of stuff.
Food, yeah.
And I always think maybe I should just pay for it.
Right.
But, you know, because
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
You should.
So I asked them once. I said, "Does the firehouse pick up the tab,
Yeah.
or do you guys split it?"
What'd he say?
He
Split it.
said, "We
You
split it."
Split it.
And I decided still not to pick up the
That,
tab.
because why?
Good
At
for
that
you.
point, it was so much food.
It was 2 cartloads.
$2,000.
Eat less.
At
What am I gonna
Gelson's?
do?
Yeah.
At these prices?
Yeah,
You know
what are you doing at Airwash?
Shopping at this place.
I got the bananas. I got. Give me the. I'll get the
I'll
bananas.
take these. All right, fine. So this would happen. Police asked assistance. They were asked for assistance at what time of day? When did they call the police on this guy?
Say that there's a guy riding on the
When
back
do
of
you
our
think
car.
this happened? What
Late
time
night.
of day? Late
Yeah, I
night.
think
So
so,
give me a specific time. And we'll see if we can get there.
12:30 a.m.
AM. What do you think?
I'm gonna go 9 p.m.
3 in the afternoon.
Okay, get your answers in town.
I like that too, by the way.
This happened. Are you ready for this? 7:30 a.m.
Ooh, early morning call.
He was probably up all night partying. the night,
Yeah.
right. This
Yeah.
is the end of a long night.
Yeah, that's what I need to know.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't get an Uber.
Yeah.
I don't have the app.
I got to get across
I
town.
gotta go. you guys go. To
I know the firehouse is closer to my
Denbo
house.
station. Let's go, baby.
Calls on a false alarm and his
Right.
next door neighbors.
That's it. Don't give him the roadmap. God damn it! You were yelling at us for giving people the roadmap. All right. So at the Denbo station at Burnson Road, where a man identified as this is the most jokey name ever. This feels like an SCTV name, like a soap opera name. Fernando Aguilera Bravo. It's a hyphenate.
Oh.
Fernando Bravo.
Fernando.
He's a wrestler.
Yeah, he's
You know,
I don't recognize you without your mask on.
Fernando Bravo. All right. And we're gonna get it. I'll get you his age later.
Does he have a history with the fire department? Like he applied?
That might be it. He's got warrants, and he's like, I could have been, man.
I know how to work the ladder. Let me get on the back.
He allegedly had ridden on the back of one of the fire engines back to the station. Fire personnel discovered Angelera.
Oh, he's coming back to the station.
I'm sorry, Angelera Bravo. Fernando Angelera Bravo. Angelera Bravo upon their
Hey.
arrival at the station, at which point Angelera Bravo
Hey.
jumped off the engine's tailboard and then rolled underneath the vehicle, where he was partially hidden by a large tree limb that was laying beside him.
And let me be the first to say it on the podcast. I can't believe it hasn't come up. But did he play with the steering wheel on the back?
On the back.
You know
Does
he
that
did.
affect the car?
Does it affect
Yes.
if like the people on the back can spin it
axles,
too?
yeah.
Oh wow, Jesus!
How many
Christ.
back
axles?
there.
Two separates. But I mean, this is a pro move. Fire
Stops,
truck stops.
roll
Angelera
underneath.
Bravo rolls off, goes underneath, partially hidden by a tree branch that was next to him. This guy's amazing.
Ninja?
That is
I-
unbelievable.
authorities say that multiple officers responded to the scene, and while a language barrier presented challenges, no speaking English, you know that was happening. Police.
se habla español.
The police eventually discovered that Aguilera Brown. I keep screwing it up.
It's hard. There's a lot
Aguilera
of
Bravo had 2 warrants out for Marion County for theft and third-degree escape. Is he a magician? What
Sounds
is
like it.
third-degree
He
escape?
knows how to roll under a truck.
Aguilera Bravo was arrested on the warrants and transported to the Lane County Jail, where he faces just an additional charge of second-degree criminal trespass, which I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
to
you're
jump
not
on
allowed
the
to
back
be
of
on a
thing.
bat.
But why is it trespassing? It's more like breaking and entering
Or joyriding. Is that what it'd be?
I'm going to move to the Salem, Oregon, because
know.
they're
Do
tough on crime. If this happened in L.A., like if the fire department, they're like,
Under $1,000.
911, what's the emergency? They're like, there's a guy on our fire truck. They would say,
Did he steal anything?
So what do you want us
Is
to
he
do?
using the back steering wheel? He isn't? All
Just
right, let
make
him
sure
be.
you're taking care of him.
Just let him
Yes.
be.
I imagine they trespassed him because he rode back, so they pull in to the
Yeah.
garage,
Yeah.
so he's on the property.
Yeah.
But then I agree with you. It's like
Get
you get him
off.
out like a bat.
Get
you just
off.
got to
Yeah.
shoo him out of there.
Get
I called
broom.
911. I'm not kidding, a couple of weeks ago because 2 homeless people on La Brea were having sex on the sidewalk.
Oh,
No.
First question.
No.
First question. Is it consensual?
Yeah,
I mean,
you
that
need to
does
know.
matter.
That's a
Second
great question.
Have these guys been to Burning Man? They
They still think they're
can do
there.
it out there. You can do it anywhere.
I
So
hope you wrote back like, I don't know, feels romantic. You want me to go talk to him?
I said I'm not an expert on that, but there's 2 people having sex on a sidewalk.
Either this
Is that enough?
Yeah, because otherwise you just bet there's someone having sex with someone else. Now we're going, that doesn't sound
that does
consensual.
sound good.
Two people having
it.
sex.
It's
Yeah.
either
They
the greatest,
shared a moment.
greatest second Bumble date ever,
Or first.
or
Second Bumble, first hinge.
First hinge.
Your
Oh, my
tenter mind.
God. Yeah, that's right. That's it. Your tender mind. And so he has been in custody.
Is there sorry, I'm just
Yeah.
That's all good.
I'm interrupting too much.
no,
No,
please,
not
there
at
is
all.
no
Do you
too much.
think there should be a homeless dating app called Your Tenter Mind?
Yes.
I think there should be.
Yeah.
I think there absolutely should
We've
be.
given them phones.
It should be called
Tenter.
Intense. Like
There you go. That's good too.
intense connection.
Oh.
I'm ready to do it.
Wow.
Specialists do have the phone to be able to go. In there.
Right.
All right,
Yeah, of
anyway.
course.
All right. So we're gonna get out of here on this because he's in custody right now. How old is
Say it again.
Is
Fernando
Fernando
Bravo.
Aguilera
I
Bravo.
call him Fernando
Hey.
Bravo.
Fernando Bravo. Hey, how old is this guy
FAB.
who at 7:30 in the morning jumped on the back of a fire truck, rode it back to the station, when it stopped,
He's
rolled
got
off
some
underneath
agility.
it, rolled
Yeah,
off, and he's got some
agility.
Aguilarity,
Yeah.
and he goes underneath, and he gets hidden by the. He's got
28-year-old man.
28-year-old man. Daniel, what did you say?
I'm going to go 23.
Okay, Orny.
52.
52.
Wow.
I like
like
it.
a
He's like a
52.
spry guy. Maybe has a
age.
bowling ball.
Something to
for a second.
prove.
I can still do this.
She'll come back.
52 recently divorced.
Right.
Someday
She
she'll-
cheated with a fireman. Right. Final answer.
I can't, you think I don't belong on this truck?
I got a hose
I have every
too.
right to be here too. I have every right to be here too, Louise. All right, get your answers in, townies, because Fernando Aguilera Bravo,
Hey.
thank you,
None of us got it
is 35 years old.
Ah,
There you
in the
go.
middle.
Right down the middle.
Right down the middle. That's story number 2 down in the books. Orny
I
Adams.
like that part of the format of Dumb People Town is there's sort of some guessing involved.
There's some
games.
games.
Yeah.
Game.
Games.
There's
Game,
gamesmanship.
yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Orny Adams is with us. You can follow him, listen to his podcast, The Problem with Orny. I'm going to give a
Comma in there.
comma.
It's actually called What's Wrong.
What's wrong?
Yeah.
I like The Problem with
No,
Orny Adams. You
What's
should change
wrong?
it.
No, I like what's wrong.
What's wrong with
encompasses more.
What's wrong with Orny Adams? Or what's wrong,
Wrong
with
with
Orny
Orny
Adams?
Adams.
Either or. You can find it wherever you get podcasts. We'll be right back with the last story. Jay, give us a little teaser.
You know, this guy does something that I think we all think we want to do,
But you don't want to do it.
it taps into some of the anger that Orny can access on stage that I'm curious to hear how he feels.
I can't wait. All right, we'll be right back with more Dumb People Town with Orny Adams.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Before we jump into the final story with Orny Adams, Jay, we should let people know. First of all, thank you to everyone, like we said before, for coming out and seeing our 2-man show, which we were very proud of, The Born Identity. Coming back out, we're going to do it at Sketchfest on Saturday,
1st.
February 1st in the afternoon at the Gateway Theater.
4 p.m. I think is the show.
Yeah, so phenomenal. It's a afternoon show, but you should be able, if you're a Sketchfest person in San Francisco, I want to sell this thing out because I want to see it in a bigger theater. We did it at the Lyric Hyperion, which was 80, but this is like almost 300 seats. I think we can do that. We have dates. We're going to be in La Jolla the week before at the Comedy Store, which we have only been down to San Diego and done the American Comedy Company, never done the La Jolla Comedy Store.
Killer Club.
Very excited.
I've only
we've
heard
heard.
great things.
Very
I'm very
excited to do
excited.
that. And then we start to really. We got Denver Comedy Works. We've got
Acme, Minneapolis.
Acme in Minneapolis, and we got Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle in Detroit. 3
All
dates we
great.
love, and then the Moon Tower Comedy Festival.
I'm going.
Are
Right
you
here.
great?
We'll see
hang
you
with
there,
there.
buddy. I love it. So we'll
Maybe
be there
I'll
for
have you
that.
on my podcast.
Let's do
there.
that.
Oh, yes.
I love it. So all that stuff, supersklars.com. Check it for our dates and all the other things and good stuff happening. We have another special date that's on March 2nd that we'll say, but that we can't say anything else about that.
And then on Tag It.
Oh yeah,
at
tag
the
it on
Comedy Store on January 9th.
9th if this drops before that. Okay,
Here we
ready?
go. All right. This is sent in by Kyle Andrews at Late Night Nachos. He sends a lot of stuff in. Thank you, sir. Here's the headline. Angry customer drives car into Sandy dealership after return denied.
Wait, he had a car and he wanted to return.
Yeah. This is a very recent thing. Sandy, Utah. A man was arrested after police said he intentionally crashed a car he recently bought into the storefront of a dealership in Sandy. According to the Sandy police, Michael Murray feels like a guy who's ready to like drive a
Or a one-hit wonder in the 70s. Didn't he sing
He did that
song?
one song with the Doobie Brothers, Michael Murray.
He did that song.
He
about
was
the
Ann
horse
Murray's
that
brother.
died.
It is Ann Murray's brother.
He was, instead of being up on a pedestal, this is so deep. He was below the ground.
Did you see the special he shot at Burning Man?
Oh,
Michael Murray special? I
Yeah.
did. It was unbelievable.
He
Great.
made an entire song out
Yeah.
of pipe cleaners.
So he bought a car from Tim Dahl Mazda, Southtown, on
If
Monday
you're buying
morning.
a Mazda today,
Probably a 6.
you're not going to be happy with it, number one. And number two, you're going to want to
didn't know
come
they
back
still
and drive
made
it through the
Mazdas.
front window.
Okay. He bought
Miata?
A
in
Miata.
videos sent to Fox 13 News, the car appeared to be a Subaru Outback.
He bought it from a Mazda place?
I guess it was in the
They
used
all
car.
have
Maybe
section.
used car.
Yeah,
I
but-
thought
Was he like, this is a lesbian car you
Yeah,
sold
I
me?
can't.
You're like, hey,
I'm heterosexual. All right.
pre-owned.
Hours later, Murray, and we'll get to his age later.
Pre-owned is like, I love when businesses try and make something used.
Yeah.
It's used. They're like,
Pre-owned.
we can't say that anymore.
Pre-owned.
Pre-owned.
Reportedly discovered that he unalived. Reportedly discovered what he believed were mechanical issues with the car. Went back to the dealership in hopes of returning the vehicle,
And they
which
said
he
no.
called a lemon. However, Tim Dahl Mazda Southtown management said they would not take the car back.
Dude,
it
you
was
brought this
sold
on.
as is.
And when did he buy it? How long did he have it?
Hours before.
Yeah.
Hours before.
Hours
Most
before.
states that you can return a car within like
Not
2 or
as
3
is.
days.
As is as is.
If it's a sold as
Oh, it's
is
an as is,
used.
yeah,
It's an
you've
as
done it.
is.
as is.
Murray-
Pre-owned, Jay. Pre-owned.
Was it properly explained to him
That's
As
the
is.
terms of as
Well,
is?
we
I
don't
don't
know.
know that it would even matter.
Really?
But this
To a guy that
this
just
guy-
drove it through
Michael Murray?
Yeah.
Michael Murray.
Allegedly threatened to drive through the dealership's front door if they wouldn't give him his money back. So he threatened. He didn't just do it. He threatened.
He
At this
warned
point,
him.
you have to, yeah.
We're like, quote, whoa, we don't need to do that. Sit down. We can
don't
figure this
need
out.
to
We can find a solution.
So at this
said
point,
Tyler Slade,
okay, at this
Whoa,
point,
that's
a
a
platform manager at the dealership.
Yeah, that's
Tyler
a
Slade,
Former
has
porn star.
frosted
Tyler
tips,
Slade.
Former.
frosted
Former,
tips.
current.
Only works out his upper body. You know these
What's
guys.
his OnlyFans?
The old Slade. Slade claims.
one-horse Slade.
So is he telling the truth? He probably didn't say, "Whoa."
So at this
sit
point-
down. We can figure this out. He probably
real.
said, "Fuck off."
Right.
You bought it as is. Get out of here.
So what I would do if you were in this instance and someone's threatening to drive in the front, okay, you have to take
You
that
think
as a
he threatened?
yes. I think he's like, I will drive this through the front of the store if
Unless
don't
you give me my money back.
You have to take that as a credible threat. Okay, sir, please sit down over here, have some free popcorn or whatever they have at the dealership.
let's figure out what we can do.
Let's figure out what we can do.
That's
You
what he said, they said.
You call
That's what you call the police.
You call the police while he's sitting there and be like, this guy's threatened to like drive the car in front of the thing. We got to take it seriously because this could happen. Please come and pick this guy up. So that's what I would do in that situation. And say, hey, we're working on it. We're calling our manager. Our manager's not here. We're going to get the guy. We were trying to get the big guy on the phone. We're going to try and get to the bottom
Now,
of
if this was L.A., you call 911, they'd say, has he driven the car through the window yet?
Right. If so, let him take what he wants to take up to $1,000.
Up to $1,000.
Is the car driving consensual?
Let me tell you what I suspect happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy, all excited, bought the car.
Yeah.
It's running great. Calls his best buddy. Says, just bought a Subaru. Guy's like, you bought a lesbian car? Stop. What's wrong with you? And this guy's
He
like,
said it identifies as a Mazda. All right, here we go. He claims the dealership did offer Murray his money back or a different car before he rammed into the front of the building. He added that Murray was told
Wait,
by
they
the-
offered him his money back?
That's what he's saying.
Yeah,
That's what
dude.
Slade said.
Slade
Take
don't
it
lie,
back.
dude.
Slade don't lie.
Beforehand, the car needed work. Okay. Murray was told by the dealership beforehand that the car needed work before the purchase.
Yeah.
We were very clear about the fact that this car is not retail, Slade said. It's
Yeah.
going to need more inspecting and some work. In this situation, the customer needed the car. It fit his limited budget, and in our mind, we were doing him a favor.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's.
The arrest reports were about 7. Okay. The arrest report said there were about 7 salesmen near the front door when Murray drove through, but nobody was injured during the incident, although the dealership suffered an estimated how much money in damages.
$80,000 in damages. Like you have to replace a front window and a door and all that stuff. That's expensive.
I'll go $60,000.
What do you think, Orny?
15,000.
15?
Yeah.
Okay. Get your answers in. Orny's the closest, $10,000.
Oh, it's not that much.
I was going to say 10.
Not that much.
You were close. Slade
How much was the car?
Slade,
7,000.
Yeah.
Slade shared how he and other employees had to act fast before the hit. I was actually just outside the building, but the noise, you can imagine, was a big bang, a lot of scrambling employees, and there were a lot of shuffling going on the last move where the customers rammed through the front door. The customer Murray was booked to jail and faces charges of felony criminal mischief.
How
and
about the
reckless
guy, the
endangerment.
salesman who's like, I sold a car after that happened? You know he's going to be like, I can sell it at any time. He's like that guy swinging the big dick. Like, oh, I got, this guy
I could
drove
sell
the car.
this car to someone else.
Don't they put like on the board when somebody sells you get a
Yes,
check?
yes.
Does a check come down at that point?
Take his name off. Who sold this car to that guy?
Yeah.
Take his name off the board.
So I got video. You guys can
Yes.
I
watch
feel
this video.
like this is a symptom of long COVID.
Yeah.
I saw this on TikTok.
I saw this
good.
on TikTok too. All right, this guy, this is him.
Oh,
all the way
my
through
God. All the way
into
through.
the store.
Oh,
and then the
my
guy
God.
gets out.
Drops the keys.
And he's like, I want my money back.
I told you, MFers. Whoa, whoa,
Wow.
whoa,
Whoa, shit.
Call the cops. This guy.
Dude.
You see him.
Yeah.
I mean, that is definitely a guy
like a
who
prettier
is-
me.
January 6th.
He's like,
I did it
didn't-
once. I can do it again.
He's got, dude, that is just.
I mean,
flying
full
through.
on through the
Kudos to him.
glass.
He's got a job as a stunt driver. He's got a job as a stunt driver. $4,000.
Boom, right through the door.
Wow.
You gotta love
I mean,
it.
it's amazing that he didn't hit any of the other cars.
Incredible.
No, if
That
this was a comedy club, they would let him sit there and enjoy the rest of the show.
Right.
Come on.
They
Yeah.
wouldn't throw him out.
No, they
He's not
wouldn't.
Italian.
They would.
He
they would
already
let him
bought
back
seven.
in.
He bought $4,000
three
worth
pe-
of drinks.
He has 10 friends with it. He has
Yeah.
12.
We
you
can't
know,
kick him out.
Yeah, that's the.
We can't kick
handle
him
it.
out.
The comedy club was
He's
like,
he's a customer. We can't kick him
I've
out.
had fist fights break out
in the crowd.
in the crowd. They settle it down. They let them stay and watch the show.
You're like, no.
Yeah.
Dude, we had people talking the entire time at our show in Louisville. This club doesn't exist anymore. The Louisville Improv.
Oh, I went there.
Remember they
Fourth.
make you a bat at the Louisville Slugger Museum with your
Yeah.
Which
name on it?
actually was really nice.
It was cool. But then we're at the show,
That's what
sold out
hilarious is
Saturday
for.
night show. There's like 11 people kind of near the front. They're talking as loud as I'm talking to you the entire show. Now, Randy and I need it has to be quiet when we're doing our bits and then laughter because where timing is involved. I can't hear other voices talking. And we don't like, at that point, we weren't into opening things up and talking to the crowd. And so we just kind of let it happen. It ruined our show. You had people drive 3 hours to come to our show, and it ruined it for them. And so afterwards, these people had the nerve to come up to us and say, will you take a picture with us? And I was like, why? You were talking the whole time. They're like, it was her birthday. And I was like, I don't care. And then I said, bring him over. And I was like, before we take the picture, I just want to tell you guys, don't ever go see a comedy show ever again. Don't you bring your friends. Call your friends and tell them never to come to this club again. Tell everyone you know that no one wants you. Nobody wants you on this earth. Your parents are embarrassed about you. Your parents are embarrassed that they had you.
And that was the most awkward picture we took after that.
I'd be
And then I
more
was
worried
like,
about the Yelp review.
And I was like, but we
Jay
will
was
take a
like,
picture.
Now everything here is 20.
Yeah.
Jay was like, buy all of our shit.
Yeah,
You
I've
owe
said
us
that before. We kicked someone out who was talking
Madison.
through our whole show in Florida. And the security was dragging this woman out the door. As they were dragging her out, we're like, wait.
We've got CDs
And T-shirts and water. She wants to pick something up on the way.
All right, you guys, that is it. That is the show. What's wrong with Orny Adams?
What's wrong?
What's wrong with Orny
Adams?
with Orny Adams? And so check out his podcast. Follow Daniel, DanielVanKirk.com, Sklar Brothers at supersklars.com. We
Did
love
you not
guys.
know our website for a brief
For a
moment?
brief
You couldn't
moment.
decide if you wanted to go.
I got
social
everybody.
media
I got
or
the
if you wanted
podcast.
to
I got
go
his thing.
website.
I don't know. Whatever. We'll see you next week. This was so much fun. And,
Thank you for having me on.
snap. We gotta get back to work. You're welcome.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.